Hey guys, Finlex here, back with our blind playthrough of Strange Horticulture. Got myself some food, so I'm happy about that. And, yeah, made some more coffee, of course. We'll see. I'm really hoping to finish the game today. Not necessarily this episode, but just today. At least within a couple episodes, maybe. Not that I'm necessarily disliking the game or anything, but I'm liking the story. I just feel like I'm ready for the curiosity to wrap up, right? Because it feels like we've sort of gotten everything out of the gameplay aspect, you know? And more Raven Spider. I don't know, we'll see. Let's try the map. I don't know what the deal is with the coin, right? Gosforth. Maybe we try going to Gosforth? I don't know. Okay, where is Endmore? Endmore. Kentmere. There wasn't anything under that, I hope. Nope, just Sadgill to Bay. Endmore. There you go. Raven. Spider. I'm more inclined to say that it's more like it meets the two. So probably right here. And more. Raven. Spider. Let's try here. What is this? H25? Oh yeah, okay. A jackdaw croaks hidden somewhere nearby. Strange shapes of old stones pierce the long grass. Among them, some plants grow. Okay. Which ones did we get? Oh, that's the green bulb thing. And I don't know what this one is. Okay, well. Okay, so first, 5-pointed leaf to grant courage. Red flower to protect the mind. No, not Daisy Duck, I don't think. No, that is. Okay, but we'll double check. And then what was the other? This one? Candlewood, I think. Okay, so Candlewood protects the mind. Daisy Duck. Courage. And then what was the... Excuse me, what was the other one? Sheep Snap, I think. Green seed pods have a hard outer shell, sound hollow and tapped. Okay. Though the baubles look soft, they are in fact quite hard. Sheep Snap. Let's try it. White. Awesome. Green. Okay, and then overcome their sense of fear. Oh, ah, shit. What was the elixir? St. Quentin's elixir. Okay, where was Sheep Snap? Well, okay, hang on. Let's label it first. St. Quentin's elixir. All right. Now you can archive it, and then Sheep Snap is where? Just randomly places it somewhere. Here I go. Okay. Grace and right. Have you heard of this masked woman? Imagine having that amount of power. Nations would kneel before you. You would be a god. That creature, it's huge, unstoppable. They say it obeys her every command. It would certainly come in helpful with my father-in-law tomorrow. Excuse me. I guess I'll just have to settle for some Daisy Duck to help me get through it instead. Alright. Dead man's fingers. Ah. Digitatus mortis, yeah. This fungus is typically found in dense forests, protruding through the mulch. At a glance it appears as though a corpse is reaching up from the undergrowth, said to strengthen resolve and sharpen the mind. Okay, so that is Daisy Duck. Well, we don't know for certain. Dead man's fingers. Okay, good enough. All right. David Schaefer, talk to me, dude. This letter was delivered in an unusual way. There was no address provided, just the horticulturist spelled wrong. Horticulturist. I have to assume it was meant for you. It has a wax seal on it, though. If you know your plants, this letter is for you. Uh-huh. Uh-huh, okay. Wow, I wish... Ho ho, so you got it working. Oh yes, yes, it works, it works. Look to the north of Bowfell, at the source of the river Esk. Nobody knows it grows there. It will be our little secret. Ho ho. Bowfell River Esk. Okay, where's Bowfell? Or the river Esk? Okay, River Loon, River Kent, River Gilpin, River Sprint, River Kent. Oh, Bowfell. At the... Oh, River Esk. Okay. Sure enough, I find a plant here I have never seen before. Yeah, there's too many. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Crap. Okay, well. Well, I don't know what it is necessarily, maybe. It's not the right Bell-like flowers, heart-shaped leaves. Don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe. These, though. Okay. Thora Dunn. My husband likes to forage for mushrooms, but I'm worried about the ones he's brought back from his latest venture. Yep. Okay. He's just been on a trip across the lake, exploring the woods to the west of here. He's got a bag full of odd-looking mushrooms that he says are perfectly safe, but they don't look edible to me. I'd have brought one with me to help identify it, but he's hoarding them because he thinks I'm going to throw them out. I hope he doesn't eat them. I'll come back tomorrow. Mr. Dunn, mushrooms, woods west of Undermere, across the lake. So here or here? Or here? You know what? We'll try this one. It's west. There's kind of woods. Mushrooms. How have I never been here before? They're hard to find at first, but soon I'm seeing them everywhere. I wonder if those are... Okay. Well, let's see if we can identify them. Red caps have a spongy texture. I remember reading about something like that. Spongy mushroom with potent abilities, only safe to consume in small quantities. Very possibly this one. And they do kind of look like that. Often fatal, an antidote can be made using royal gentia. So, alright, probably that. What else? Farmer's Worry. I don't believe either of those. Meekdew Palliance. Spring Wax Cap. Edible mushroom with some mild medicinal properties. Nope. They don't look the same. These are like pointed, and Farmer's Worry are more round. Yep. Okay. Trimble Huff. Traditionally used as decoration. Well, they're flowers, though. Wow, I mean, this really fills up. You know? Really fills up. Anyway, alright. Widow's Woe, but I think that's a... yeah. Okay. Likely Farmer's Worry. Okay. Simone. Hello. Lord Fremont told me he was able to help you find some information on the servant. I've been looking all over the library, but all I've discovered is a mold problem. I hoped you might have some sweet breath that could help clear it up. Right. You know, it's interesting because the psychic was like, she's going to come by and ask for this. Give her this instead. Okay. I mean, I trust the psychic, to be fair. And, because if you look at the bios, right? I looked at this earlier, right? She's the only one with long hair. Doesn't mean she's the one in the mask, but, you know, you never know. Let's see what happens. I didn't want to mention this, but Fremont gave me something else from his archives, a recipe for an elixir. It's the key to the link to the servant. In theory, it would be possible to wrest control of it from the woman in the jade mask. Oh, wow. In theory. But the only records I was able to find are hundreds of years old. And even if it works, what then? The power that could be wielded through the Woken Dendru is too great for any one person. We should stick to the Sisterhood's ritual. Oh, interesting. How does she know about that anyway? Right? Presumably that's what the servant was looking for. The ritual itself. To stop from... Okay, but... A recipe for an elixir... Okay, and that is indeed... the right one. Okay, plant identified. Book entry in a letter. Okay, sour bandy. The sour bandy can help with memory recovery, especially if memory has been deliberately sabotaged. The name of this plant derives from the fact that although edible, large stamen is extremely bitter to the taste. I don't know if I have that one. Okay, elixir of control. Link between the servant and the master is not fully understood. What we do know, however, is the link can be broken at the expense of the mind of the master. In doing so, a new master can take their place and assume control over the servant. A strong will is required when consuming this elixir, lest the mind of the drinker is overwhelmed. It is believed the power of a stone circle can amplify the effect of the elixir. Interesting, and I bet I have all of these. Right, Farmer's Worry. Witch Fig. And that little one is... does appear to be Solomon's Scepter. That might be the only one. I'd like to keep all my elixirs in one place, I think. Well, let's try it. Elixir of control, eh? New elixir acquired. Checked off. The power of a stone circle. Interesting. The elixir of control. Okay. You know, so that's interesting. Why would the psychic tell me to do that? Why would I... You know what I mean? Lorena Chapman. My cousin will be married in 3 days. If you've got some Trimble Huff, then it would save me the trouble of going out to find some myself. If you knew my cousin, you'd know she's not worth the trouble. Oh, that's funny. Okay, Trimble Huff. So I must have some. Actually, I guess I don't have to have some. Okay, decoration at weddings. Small cup-like flowers, they point downwards. What do I have that's not identified already? That is not a cup. That is not a cup. Dead man's fingers. Oh, these maybe? That's probably the Trimble Huff then. Because I think that's the only one that kind of... Like, this isn't identified, that's not identified. Man, having the tags really makes a huge freaking difference. You know, it's funny because at first I was like, I don't know if I want to label these things, and then I'm like, nah, let's do it because it might become bad later. And then, yeah, I mean, you can only see, right? I think that's the only one that fits. So we'll try Trimble Huff. No. Okay, well, yeah, we don't need to label it. Give me a hint. I'm sure I have some of that around here. Did I miss it? Sure, it's one of these. Oh, is it this one? Because that one's not identified. Where was that little blue-belled one? I didn't even consider that because I was just like, this one. Oh, yeah, okay. It does kind of look like it now. All right, fair enough. There we go. All right, fair enough. Glowhorn, awesome. Glowhorn or forest lantern or pixie lamp is phosphorescent, illuminating the trees that it grows under. Suspicious travelers avoid walking towards it, fearing the faint lights will lure them to their demise. I assume it's the green one. Trimble Huff. Okay. Seems to give off a small amount of light. Glowhorn. Okay. Wow. And that one, like we got at the beginning, you know? Now, the weird thing is, I wonder if Simone, like, if she's aware that she gave that to me, right? Like, I wasn't gonna do this, but here you go. Yeah. All right. We haven't found out about what happened to the... I assume each day is a new, like, quest-related person. So I wonder when the hunter's gonna come back, you know? The shepherd watched as she prepared the leaves and roots that she would require. He watched as the hours dragged by. The sun set and she worked by candlelight, at times sitting still, at times moving like a dancer among the stones. The change happened suddenly but also subtly, so at first the watcher was not sure that anything had happened. Then he saw it. The shepherd, right? They did say the shepherd and a bunch of the people, a bunch of the sheep were killed or whatever. 8 miles to the east. Now this is interesting, right? Because I recognize this. Gosforth. Maybe that's the whole point of this? You can't archive. No. So 8 miles to the east. You'd think maybe that's the Great Oak, but pretty sure it's 8 miles to the east of Gosforth. And Gosforth is the cursed one. To the east, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gazing at the still waters of the lake, its black waters draw me into a reflective trance. Here and there grow flowers, or flowers I don't... Whoa! Excuse me. Here and there flowers I don't recognize grow along the bank. Okay. Awesome. To what end? You know, this one is long and thin. Is it... Lone dainty flower, dainty dark flowers, probably not. Flowers are very delicate, the petals fall easily. I mean, maybe... a bland smelling flower, okay. Who knows? Thora done, yes. Well, he went and ate those bloody mushrooms, yup. And of course now he's sick. Is there anything we could do? He's in a bad way and I'm worried about him, yes. Yep, so there are farmers' worry, often fatal. Antidote can be made using royal gentia, which is... Is that the pink one, right? This one? Yep. Liverstone. Caution is advised when handling this plant due to the strong paralyzing agents contained within. Liverstone is a mushroom with pointed caps. See, and this is kind of what I mean about, like, you just get the plants without knowing about them. But it's okay. I assume it's this other one. It smells rotten. Well, maybe not. Do I have other mushrooms? I mean, if they ask for a liverstone, I'm going to give them that one, but, you know. See, they're mixing my elixirs up. All right. Ah, oh. Forest Vare, I've been to Blackcomb. I have fought the servant and lived, but still my adversary stands. It must be defeated. For my part, I am ashamed to say that I am done. And my soul could use the tonic of St. Quentin's elixir if I am ever to recover from the horror that I've seen. Yeah, presumably... You know, I don't know. It's not like we're necessarily currying favor with people. It's just... And what does this one do? Enable any drinker overcome their sense of fear. Ah, yes. Okay. All right. Prittle. Coveted by the rich, pretty Prittle is crushed to make dyes. This is a very rare plant, hard to come by. Requires great care to cultivate. Okay. So is it pink? Like a... I mean, I suppose that could be Prittle. It kind of looks like it. Purple flowers with a gentle scent. I mean... Although it has one line, and those have two lines, so I don't know. We have others, I think. No. Is this the one I just looked at? No. Oh, excuse me. But 4 things, whereas that was 2. Also, the shape of the petals is wrong. Not that one. It wouldn't be this. Oh, excuse me. I don't know. I mean, it might be this one. Priddle. I was gonna say, when's the Seeds of Redemption guy gonna show up? There's a hateful man I sometimes see around town. He is called Isidore Burbage. Yep. Yesterday I saw him bending down as though to pet a stray dog, but instead punched it as hard as he could. Yep, he's not a nice man. I rushed over and the coward fled. Someday he'll get his comeuppance. Sadgill Chalice. Yep. Okay. Okay, Sadgill is... where? Sadgill. Okay. Sadgill. Chalice. Right here? We'll try it. The Chalice clue takes me directly south of Sadgill to a spot next to the river. Moss-covered rocks line the banks, velvet to the touch. In the moist conditions, a deadly-looking plant grows abundantly in the lush grass. Oh, interesting. What is this one? Sharp thorns grow along the edges of the upper leaves. Yeah. Reuben Ward. We haven't seen him in a while. Verona tells me you're working on gathering the plants for a ritual to help us defeat this creature. Everyone seems to know my business. I want to help any way I can. From what Verona told me, I think this might be one of the plants needed to perform the ritual, but I'm afraid I do not know where it can be found. Ah, Swift Snare. The Binder, Ankle Grabber, and Never Let Go are several of the names given to this plant that may give some clues to its properties. Once ensnared, it is impossible to extricate oneself without help. Small heart-shaped leaves. I wonder if it's... maybe this one? Swift Snare. I don't know. It's a good question. Problem is I don't know what to... presumably you have to grab all the flowers, but I hope it, like, gives me a thing telling me, like, which flowers are needed. Samuel Thomas. Different, new person. I'm visiting my grandmother up in Tibet, and I thought I'd take her favorite plant to cheer her up. It's blue with large flowers and it smells lovely and fresh. My nana calls it sweet breath. Yes. It is... it's not Priddle. What was she looking for? Oh, and we know that it is indeed Farmer's Worry. Even though it hasn't been official, right? Hasn't been confirmed, but I know because we gave her the antidote. Let's see. Palliance? Yeah. Okay. Palliance was... we haven't identified it officially, I don't think, but... Okay. Not Henchuck, yeah. I mean, we know that because we found it, right? Where was Henchuck? Henchuck, okay. 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 Oh. Oh, it's probably this one. Somewhat pungent. See, I thought I marked it, but I guess not. Okay, let's try this one. No, not Palliance. Somewhat pungent. Oh, maybe it is this one. Maybe I got it wrong. Like, maybe this is... It's probably this one, then. Okay, so let's try this. This is probably Evelum. And this one is probably Palliance. Okay. Awesome. Right. So we could have identified it previously, but maybe I'll turn evil and... I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, though. You know? Why would you control it? I don't know. Aha! Ennis Aylford. I can't help noticing that Dreyer Huntsman is still alive. You don't seem to understand the importance of our work here. If you're not with us, then you are against us. When the redemption comes, and it will come, you will regret your actions. Praise the Dendru. Okay, he figured it out. I could have been like, hey, I gave it to him. I don't know what happened. Alright, how we doing? We'll end the day. We'll start off. Excuse me. Yeah, presumably you want to take control of the creature after getting rid of the hunter, right? Like, what happens if you take control of the creature now? Behind the woman, a dark skeletal figure began to rise, and a low primal snarl sounded across the clearing. The shepherd turned and ran, cold fear coursing through his veins. He did not run for long. This is really strange, because it's like, you'd think it would be waning, but it's not really. I don't know. Decay gives way to a new growth, from death, life. The cycle starts again. west of White Scar by the river. Yeah, we're getting close. Maybe a couple more. Maybe one more. Day 15, Friday. I mean, we could certainly try to keep going. Let's stop. Let's stop for now. All right, guys, that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for your time and attention. Really do appreciate it. Really hope you guys are enjoying these episodes. As always, guys, questions, comments, concerns, good, bad, or indifferent, let me hear them. I do read all of them. I do try and respond to all of them as well. What is your guys' unique positive moment for today? For me, I'm going to say... I guess the power outage, in sort of a good way. For some reason I'd noticed that the Switch, or the Nintendo Switch that I use, normally it's like in docked mode, and I have a controller. I'm not using the Joy-Cons or whatever, but for some reason I was like, man, is there a battery thing that I could see for the controller? And I go to the little controller thing, and the left Joy-Con was not registering, and I'm like, well, maybe that's because I'm using the controller, which is dumb. It's a dumb thing because it can presumably have like 4 controllers or more. Excuse me. But and today the power was out. I'm like, I'm just gonna play some of this, and I had to basically reset the Joy-Con. So now that's working. I didn't actually play any games because as soon as I basically started messing with that, the power came back. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, what was it? And I haven't tried the controller again, so presumably everything still works properly, but you never know. Either way, I'm glad the Joy-Con's not screwed. I don't want to use the Joy-Cons anyway. They're just crappy to use, but you know. All right, so that's my unique positive moment. Hopefully your guys are just as good, if not better. Hopefully better, of course. And I hope to see you guys next time. Till then, guys, take care.